Skidmore College's Scribner Seminar is designed to introduce first-year students to the rigor of a college class while easing them into the more subtle aspects of the college environment. Each seminar has its own upperclassmen selected by the professor to serve as an academic and social role model. These peer mentors support the transition to college by encouraging new students to integrate into the larger community. This semester, I'm a peer mentor for Associate Professor of Spanish, Grace Burton. Professor Burton teaches The Space of Modern Thought, a seminar that discusses the intellectual history of the idea of nothingness. I took this seminar as a first year, and I absolutely loved it. The perspective I've gained now, having led a group of first years through the same seminar I took, is one I am very grateful to have. I wanted to hear from other peer mentors about their own experience in this leadership role, so I interviewed some of my fellow peer mentors about their own experiences and quickly discovered the people behind the success of the Scribner Seminar are kind and talented, but more importantly, they care about others and want to make sure first-year students succeed here at Skidmore.
Hi, I'm Liz Bracht. I'm currently in my third year here at Skidmore. I am the peer mentor for Professor Mao Chen's seminar Ideal Worlds this year, and last year I was the peer mentor for Professor Kate Burhide's section of Human Dilemmas.
I am Sophia McGowan. I am a senior. My seminar is called Earth Elegies with Robert Park Harrison.
I'm Jackson Smith. I'm a senior, and I'm peer mentoring for Can Literature Save the Environment seminar from Michael Marks. We help answer questions that relate to the material, but we also act as guides as these students transition into college life. So telling them all about resources we have, helping them meet people through clubs, and organizing activities for them to better bond with each other.
I would say it's a little bit similar to a TA in a way of helping the students with whatever the material or subject is, but it's a little bit more of a sort of older sibling role, a little bit more formal, I guess.
I asked Liz, Jackson, and Sophia to reflect on their own first-year experiences and peer mentors.
Well, my freshman year was the COVID year, so we had the lovely delight of being online.
My peer mentor was really great. She did everything that she was supposed to, giving us the presentations on campus life and resources, and she did the readings. She would answer questions for us, and she even set up times to meet with us outside of class and make sure that we were doing things.
She was a really good person if I ever had questions. There were nights where I was studying with people from the class about for our midterm or for different things like that, and we would reach out if we had questions. She was there for questions in the class because she had taken the class for her Scribner seminar as well as things outside of that class, and she brought snacks to our study sessions and did a reunion for us in the spring, and she was a really great resource.
I asked them then to reflect on how their first year impacts the way they serve as peer mentors, and this is how I learned just how wonderful this group is.
I think since the year for me, my freshman year was online and I didn't have a chance to be with my peer mentor as much or connect, I think I really just wanted to be available or make myself available for the mentees. Just even if they didn't use it, just to know that I am there if they need any help.
When it came time for me to be a peer mentor, I thought, wow, all I want to do is avoid 100% of the things that I experienced. Hearing about offices, hearing about resources, but not going after them. So in my experience as a peer mentor, I want to bring people to things and show them, connect names and faces.
My first semester was hard to transition to college. It was a new environment, new people, new classes, a new structure of the day. And so I've tried to check in with them throughout the semester in a variety of ways and just make sure that if things come up, I'm aware of them and that I can be proactive in helping them solve any problems. And we had a dinner and informal events and things like that to also make them feel supported and like someone's invested in their time here at Skidmore as well.
I think I've just tried to use what I didn't have to give them what they could have, if that makes sense.
These are people looking to make the world better than they found it, one Scribner Seminar at a time. I know for a fact that Liz, a second-time peer mentor, makes an effort to see performances that her mentees are a part of. And Sophia spends a good chunk of her time helping her students learn the photography skills she has mastered over her past 3 years at Skidmore. Jackson told me a story about his first day of leading orientation and how nervous he was to do icebreakers with this group of people he's never met. But he remembered something that someone in our peer mentor group said during our training, and he found a way to connect immediately with his mentees.
What we're looking at is like, what's one weird thing about yourself? What don't you get to talk about with your friends often? Like, even though, you're close with them, it's like, it's a niche interest. You don't always know if, like, you're the only one or not. And I had them turn to whoever's next to them, talk for 5 minutes, and then share it out when we come back. Mm-hmm. But what they're sharing is the other person's, right? So you got to remember, you got to keep up. And I set a timer on my phone for like 5 minutes, right? And they were talking so well, I was so surprised. So I set another minute, and then I set another 30 seconds. And I was like, oh my God, we got to get off of this somehow. So I was like, all right, we got to stop. Go ahead and share what your partner said. And they did that. There were a lot of great things. We learned a lot of cool things about each other, and I think it was a way to kind of like knock that wall down. And then I thought to myself, because we had more time, we had to meet up for the class picture later on, and I wanted to take a walk, but there was still a good amount of time we had. And I was like, wow. And I told them, you guys are talking like so well, like I don't really like want to stop you, so I want to do this again, and you're going to turn to the person on the other side of yourself. So meeting a new person, memorizing a new fact. But I don't have another question. And one girl raised her hand, and it was adorable. She was like, how about something that you're proud of?
Aww, that's so sweet.
My freaking heart melted. And so I was like, all right, that's a great question. So I set another 5-minute timer, and when that was up, they did the same thing, and a lot of cool accomplishments.
I've heard a lot of schools have first-year seminars, but I think having someone assigned to such a small group of students as another student, not just like a faculty advisor or something of the sort, who is able to and actually assigned to give attention and support to these students is really wonderful, and it's a really helpful thing. Maybe not every student takes full advantage of their peer mentor, but for the ones that do, it's there, which I think is really wonderful, and they don't have to go out of their way to find somebody and then maybe get frustrated in that process. Like, we're in class with them, reaching out to them, presenting to them each week, having office hours, making ourselves available. I like to go to their events, or just if they having a problem, like make a meeting time outside of that and just stay connected with them. So having that role, I think, is a really wonderful thing that Skidmore offers first year students, and if you get to extend that connection beyond your first year, I think you're even luckier.
When first years can not only go to an upperclassman either for academic or social advice, but for anything under the sun, they begin to realize that Skidmore is a place full of people who only want to make their community just a little bit better. Thank you for listening.